History nerds of Reddit, what's a historical fact tidbit that will always get you to chuckle? Masho's runes. Archaeologists explored some old Viking chambers and found inscriptions that were 14 feet tall, and unreadable. After years deciphering these runes, they translated to, "This is very high. We haven't changed." Edit. Napoleon had a brother who lived in New Jersey. There was a war between Michigan and Ohio over Toledo, and the Ohioans evacuated so fast there weren't even any casualties. As a result, the government gave Michigan the Upper Peninsula and Ohio got to keep Toledo. That time when around 3 men claimed to be the Pope and all excommunicated each other. Imagine patrolling the Alps and you see elephants rolling up. But you don't even know what an elephant is. In the 1600s there was a popular trend of painting English-Dutch ceramics with a depiction of Adam and Eve. Most looked hilarious. https://images.antiquesatlus.com/dealer-stock-images/antiquare-rare_17th_a_underscore710th_a.jpg https://id.1stdibbeaston.com/english-delftware-1142866115573173179138331/146286611_462866115573179138331/146286611_Giles Corey, one of the men accused and killed during the Salem witch trials, was pressed to death. There was a phrase an accused person was supposed to say even they were brought in for charges, without which a trial couldn't happen. He paused, evidently a bit shocked at what he considered the absurdity of being accused. IIRC. He was like 75 years old, and the panel he was brought before began to panic. Then he realized what was going on, and decided to simply refuse to say the phrase, so they couldn't try him for being a witch. He was brought to basically a ditch, a plank of wood placed over him, and large stones placed on the wood. The intention was to press the phrase out of him. His last words are alleged to be, "More weight." The Battle of Bull Run, during the American Civil War, was called the Picnic Battle, because so many civilians from Washington went on picnics on the sidelines and watched. But once the battle actually started, and the Union started to get its ass kicked, they all ran away, running over injured soldiers and dead bodies and generally disrupting the battle. This was actually a relatively common thing during the Civil War. I know it happened at Gettysburg too. The most rigged election, https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/1927_Liberian_general_election, where the winner received 243,000 votes, except there were only 15,000 registered voters. In all the Apollo missions 3 guys were sent to the moon. But only 2 guys got into the lander and went down and walked on the moon. The 3rd guy stayed in the command module in orbit and had to listen to the radio chatter of the other 2 guys talking about how badass it was to walk on the moon. A Polish artillery supply corps adopted a bear, made him a soldier, and kept him for the duration of the war. I once read an account of a dirty joke from the 1200s. Essentially, a young knight was in the court of a noble woman. She mocked him as so young that his face was as smooth and free of hair as her nether regions. To which he replied something to the tune of, "Aye, and as well 'tis barren and smooth, as the grass doth not grow on the oft-trodden path." Best, yeah, well, you're a whore, comeback I've ever read. One of the founding fathers, Gouverneur Morris, killed himself by inserting a whale bone into his urethra to help clear up a urinary tract blockage. Ancient Romans loved their dogs as much as we do. There are entire surviving texts of people talking about their daily, monotonous life with dogs. In some cases, we have more information about their dogs and what they did with them than other aspects of Roman life. On a less funny but sweet note, when their dogs died, many of them were given elaborate graves with highly decorative tombstones. They often carved poems about them or wrote in length about how much they'll miss them or what they loved about them most. These dog graveyards were considered sacred and vandalizing them was a major offense. Edit. Wow, this kinda exploded. I'm glad so many people seem to be enjoying this. With so much interest on the topic, I figured I should share some links. The YouTube channel Historia Civilis has an awesome video on the subject, including some other funny moments of Roman history. https://youtube.be/bdh2zggvzzm. For more information on dogs in ancient Rome, including the touching epitaphs, I'll point you guys towards Invicta on YouTube with this video. https://youtube.be/vxlc1d2. A general in the U.S. Civil War's last words. Greater than they couldn't hit an elephant at this distance. But they could hit a general at that distance. The bat bomb. A dentist friend of Eleanor Roosevelt's proposed that not only were the Japanese terrified of bats, bats could roost in difficult-to-access areas of Japanese buildings. Combine this with a timed incendiary device and the wood and rice paper construction of Japanese buildings. The Army Air Force spent 6 months trying to build the damn things and achieved little aside from burning down the test range at Carlsbad Army Airfield Auxiliary Air Base when some of the bats escaped, nested under a fuel tank, and did their patriotic duty 6,000 miles from the intended target. After the debacle at Carlsbad, the USAAF fobbed the project off to the Navy, who wisely passed it along to the Marines. To everyone's surprise, the Marine Corps was able to get the project to work, even carrying out a successful test at Dugway Proving Grounds in Utah. Unfortunately, the project lost out to the atomic bomb, and was cancelled in early 1944. Bruce Wayne could not be reached for comment. In 1474, a rooster was burned at the stake for the hideous crime of laying an egg. Never fails to make me laugh. Like, imagine how serious they would have been about it and everything. The Middle Ages were wild. Link if you want to read about it, https://scholarsarchive.byu.edu/cgi/viewcontent.cgi ? Article equals 1075 in context equals CCR closing parenthesis edit typo. In WW2 Germans were dropping demoralizing letters on London, British used them as cheap toilet paper. The US and North Korea almost went to war over a tree. The US wanted to chop down a few branches because they could not see the DPRK guard post. The US chopped some branches and pissed off the North Koreans. The North Korean guards killed 2 US soldiers. In retaliation, the US created Operation Paul Bunyan. The mission chopped down the tree. A few guys went to the tree and had the support of a U.S. infantry company and 20 utility helicopters and 7 Cobra attack helicopters circled behind them. Behind these helicopters, B-52 Stratofortresses came from Guam escorted by US F-4 Phantom IIs from Kunsan Air Base, and South Korean F-5 and F-86 fighters were visible flying across the sky at high altitude. At Daegu Air Base, F-111 bombers of the 366th Tactical Fighter Wing out of Mountain Home Air Force Base were stationed, and F-4C and D Phantoms from the 18th TFW Kadena Air Base and Clark Air Base were also deployed. The aircraft carrier USS Midway Task Force had also been moved to a station just offshore. The mission was a success. Pepsi, the soft drinks, once had the 6th largest military in the world. Due to an agreement with the Russians, they supplied them with drinks, until Russia couldn't pay for them anymore, so instead they gave Pepsi an arsenal of submarines and other military equipment, leading to them having the 6th largest military in the world at that moment. In WW2 a German submarine was sunk due to a malfunctioning toilet. The toilet had this very tricky system with valves etc., so a guy uses it, but doesn't know which valve to close, so water keeps entering into the sub from the toilet and it was sunk. The captain's name was Schlitt, I think. On Lewis and Clark's expedition William Clark was accompanied by his slave York. Local natives had never seen an African man before. There were instances of them trying to scrub the color off his skin. Some of the tribesmen insisted he have sex with their wives. https://www.thoughtco.com/enslaved-member-lewis-and-clark-expedition-1773874. https://news.nationalgeographic.com/news/2003/12/lewis-clark-expedition-history/. There was one Greek party dude way back in one of the Peloponnesian Wars that got drunk with his pals and went around Athens knocking the dicks off various statues. Since this was considered bad luck, people got pissed and he had to flee, so he went to Sparta. Sometime later he got kicked out of Sparta for allegedly sleeping with the queen, so he went to Persia next. This might not be totally accurate, but it's my favorite fact from my ancient empires history class. Can't remember the dude's name for the life of me.